Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Going to be going from Manchester down to Innsbruck today with the Aerosoft A319X, which is currently in beta. So at the moment, what we've got is a product that's coming along quite nicely. We're still working on a few little issues that are coming along, but as I say, so far it's been coming along really nicely, and obviously we're going to keep doing test flights with it. We're fortunate enough today to get to show you some of these products with permission from the developers. So as I say, today's flight is going to be going from Manchester down to Innsbruck. Only thing I've done with the aircraft so far is loaded up the passengers and the fuel, which is fairly simple with this one. All we do is basically open up the 2D panel here, and we get the options for a number of passengers, cargo, fuel. Same as what they had in the previous version of the Airbus. So obviously this one being a new release, it's P3DV 4.2. Scenery is going to be UK 2000 Manchester, and I'm trying to think what scenery it was for Innsbruck now. It's Orbix, that's the one. And then obviously we've got the Orbix Global as well, in case anyone's wondering what we're using for the sceneries. So as I say, so far all I've done is loaded passengers and fuel. As you can tell, the aircraft's in what I've set for the default states is the turnaround state, so that just means we've got the external power on, no fuel pumps on, no flight plans loaded as of yet, but the RSs are aligned. The only thing I want to get changed on that as well is to have that parking brake on. That should be on for us, but unfortunately it's not. So we'll make a start on this. We'll get the flight plan loaded into the flight management guidance computers. We'll do a couple of checks, start the push, and head on down the route. So expecting takeoff to touchdown 1 hour 43 minutes over. We should be expecting 2 hours gate to gate from the push. So we'll start prepping now. It's probably going to be about a good 10-15 minutes of prep time. We'll try and cut down that a little bit if we can, and we'll head on out. So I'll try and talk through as much as I can what we're doing with the aircraft. I'll talk about my progress, and we'll carry on from there. So if you want to get me as well, obviously I'm on Facebook. You can find my personal Facebook at Grant Sproson. You can message me on there, or you can find us at OVPA, Online Virtual Parts Association, on Facebook as well. So just getting private messages here, so let me just answer this. Okay, sorry about that. So, oh, also I should mention as well, we're actually using the 319 today, EasyJet livery. So, just to give you that as well. So making a run down then, first thing we're going to do is, page that will come up is to select our desired system, which is going to be the FMGC. We'll check the nav database is correct, which takes us to the 25th of April 2018, that's cycle 1804, which is good. So from that, we'll go to the init page. There's Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, going to Lima Oscar Whiskey India. Okay. And for the guys who are watching, I do apologise, some people are having... And Adam, thanks for the follow. We appreciate that all the time. I am just trying to work a small issue. I've been revamping this stream for the group, and I'm doing a couple of tests before I pan it out to everybody else. So I'm getting messages that one of the streams apparently isn't working correctly. So before we do anything, I'm going to make an effort to try and get this resolved. So I'm not going to touch the aircraft. I'm going to leave that until we're completely good for both streams, and then we'll make a start on the flight. But I want to make sure that everybody can watch me on watch the progress on both platforms. I don't want to go on one or the other because I know people have their preferences. So we'll try and get this resolved as soon as possible, and I'll get this going. So switch accounts, and that one. And Dominic, thanks very much for joining us, and for the guys who just joined and followed, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Again, I hope you enjoy it. I'm just trying to get one thing sorted out, and we'll be making a move. Just trying to figure out how to get to. That's the one. Okay, so I think the YouTube one's working okay. Let's look at the Twitch. Okay, 5,000 content not available. It is coming up with that again. Okay guys, so I've just confirmed there is an error on Twitch. It's not to do with the stream, it's an actual, this is a Twitch error as far as I'm aware, which is the 5,000 content not available. So I've got a couple of people who are trying to watch on Twitch, so I'm just going to try and get a quick look into this for 2 seconds.
Not everything is cameo.
Somebody else is in there.
Hey Grant, I don't know if you can hear me, mate.
Yes I can.
Oh, hello, I'm on the stream. Yeah, your Twitch isn't working, but your YouTube's perfect, mate.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to resolve this one now. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. It's kind of perplexing, to be honest with you. How's it going as well? I should have asked.
Yeah, all good, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, I've just got Pete sent in the link to the stream because we're both flying the Black Box A330s.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's nice. I've got the black box, but the one we're looking forward to and the ones we're getting our hands on soon is the beta for the Aerosoft A330, which is going to be a hell of a lot better.
Oh yeah, definitely, and I want to get involved with this beta, mate, because I'm already looking at it, and this Airbox X one looks amazing.
Yeah.
You have to hook a brother up then, eh?
Well, actually, we are looking to bring on new beta testers for our group as well. So it's people that we know, and we kind of get to know sort of thing. And they'll be working, if we do get people coming on with us, they'll eventually get to test the stuff from Aerosoft. We're working very closely with another developer called Raul, who's the owner of FS Reborn. He's redoing AI lights for flying online and offline. And we're actually very much in collaboration with him. He's asked us to go to Vegas and do the presentation at the SimCon.
Oh, bloody hell, you're living the high life then, aren't you, mate?
So is there anything new over at Buffalo? I've not been on there since for a long time actually.
Not a lot really. Tom and Randy have stepped down, and Jeff Baker's now running it. Other than that, same old, isn't it? It's dropped off a little bit since Ice Planet's got cancelled.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that, yeah.
You still fly the 7.3s, or are you mainly Airbus now?
I don't fly the 7.3 that often actually, to be fair, nowadays. I mean, if I do go in the Boeing, it's either the 7.5, 7.7 or 7.4. But with that heavy involved in the beta testing, like the main thing for us now is either the A318, 319 or the new Leonardo Mad Dog.
Oh, yeah. Have you flown the TDI 7.1 yet?
I was the beta tester on that as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I helped him out with the flight management system, like the navigation and everything else.
Yeah, that's I got it not too long ago. It's pretty neat but heavy resource aircraft, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a couple of issues with it at the moment as well. The biggest one being is that if you look closely, the speed tape and altitude shape, they lag behind quite severely. I mean, the aircraft moves and looks fine. It's just those two, the speed tape and the altitude tape, are just crap.
I wouldn't even know how to fix that.
Oh shit.
You still flying real world, or?
When I get a chance, yeah.
Did nothing come about WestJet and Air Canada? Because that was what you were doing last time I spoke to you.
No, unfortunately not. I did try with them, but yeah, nothing came of it. So I'm back in the UK and seeing what I can get over here.
Yeah, and how's that going for you?
Slow, same as always with the aviation industry.
Yeah, that's the problem, innit? I think, remember Sean McRandall?
I. What's just gone off again? God damn it. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
Yeah, even he's finding that part. I remember last time I saw him, he was supposed to be going over to Aer Lingus, and then he went for the interview, and nothing come about that. Now he's still working the ramp at, I want to say Bristol. I think he's working at Bristol.
Yeah, sounds about right. I put in for Aer Lingus myself, but I think I got down to like the final. I can't remember how many, but yeah, I didn't get that either. Guys, I do apologise for this. I've just had an issue with the. I've done nothing there. Guys, I do apologise. I'm gonna just restart the stream. My webcam for some reason got disconnected, so you can see it's frozen up, which doesn't show me in the best light either. So, stream's just gonna restart. It'll be back on in less than 60 seconds if you stick with us. I appreciate that, and we're gonna get this going. Yeah, we'll try and get you sorted.
I was gonna say I'm sure I can break something for you.
Yeah. Okay, so starting back then, guys, I do apologise for the delay on this. So obviously Twitch for some reason at the moment isn't working, so we're going over to the single platform on YouTube. So I know all the guys that are watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's get this going on now. So from where I was before, as you can tell, all I've done at the moment is in the scratch pad entered the two identifiers for the airport, the 4-letter ICOs. Now I have got the flight plan actually saved. So what should happen, what will happen is as soon as they enter this in, you can tell it brings up the flight plan information. So we've got Manchester going to Innsbruck, departing off of runway 23 right, and we've got the flight plan information, which I can tell looks correct. So nice and simple with that, we'll just insert it, give it a second, and it'll automatically put the flight plan in there for us, which obviously makes life nice and easy, which is what we like. So, one other thing I nearly forgot to do as well is connecting up to bloody VATSIM. And for the guys who want to follow us on AccuMap or VATSPy, or I can't remember, I think it's ServInfo, you can find us as EZY EasyJet 672 Kilo, and it's going to be flying the A319.
Don't know what you've done to your stream, mate, but it's just crashed and bugged out for me.
Yeah, we're coming back on in 2 seconds, pal. I had to restart the. I had to restart it. The webcam froze up.
Ah, right.
So just to review where the flight's going to take us then, is we can actually, one thing I've got set up here is I can bring up the flight plan. So the flight's going to basically take us out of Manchester, heading over Birmingham, it'll then take us over towards London, heading over the English Channel into Belgium, continue down through Germany, and finally into Austria, where we'll be making the approach into Innsbruck. Now the one I'd like to do, as most people know, is the circle to runway 08. So I'm hoping that one's going to be available for us. It'd be nice if it is, depending on the winds. So A319 and Silk Golf Brothers BRGM. Okay, so flight number then, as I said before, is the Easy 672 Kilo. Cost index will just take a standard for 20. And cruise altitude, our initial is, actually it's going straight up to 370, nice and easy. So it gives us a temperature top of climb of expecting 59 degrees. We'll have a look at the winds, and we can actually do a wind data request for the new Airbus as well, which is also nice. So what this gives us now is our climb winds. Clear out that. Our cruise winds at Listow. And the expected descent winds. So what we'll do is we'll keep an eye on this as well, and we'll update them further down the route, because they'll get updated through Active Sky. So we'll return through there. RS unit is confirmed, and the other one we want to do is just enter the block fuel, which should be 10.3 tons. Yes, it is. So we've got 10,300 kilograms of fuel. So I don't know if any of you actually saw the last flight I did. What you would have seen is that I took off on I think it was like a 45-50 minute flight with about 6 tons of fuel. Should have landed with about 2.5 tons, and by the time I got to the gate the aircraft was actually down to less than 100 kilos. So one thing we're keeping a close eye on there as well now is the fuel burn throughout the entire flight. So how we're going to do that is we're going to monitor the fuel predictions, and we're going to monitor the fuel flows, which you'll see coming up on the top ECAS display. We can also bring up the engine page as well to give us further information for fuel used. But for now, we're going to keep it on the door page, so we know when to, so we can check the doors closed later on.
Hey Grant, are you supposed to be showing everyone on the stream something to do with the aircraft right now? Because all I can see is that Navigraph screen.
Oh. And that is my bad, guys. Jamie's just reminded me that I should be showing this one. So I'll go through that again. So from the unit page, first thing I was talking about was the winds. Cheers for that. So one thing we do have is with the new aircraft is a wind uplink data page. So what we can do is we bring up the winds from the unit page, and what you'll see is wind data request. I've already requested the data, but we can do a wind update. And actually, you can see here now it says wind request. And we've got the wind data uplink confirming that we've just received the winds for climb, cruise, and descent. We've checked the IRS in it and made sure that the coordination looks good for the GPS and the inertial reference. And we've entered our block fuel for 10.3 tons, 10,300 kilos. So I think that was all I missed when I accidentally left the navigational page up there. That was my bad, I do apologise. So just checking the winds out of Manchester, we're going to just reconfirm this, which is Echo Golf Charlie Charlie. 310 at 6, so yeah, 23 right's going to be our departure runway. So that's confirmed. Go to next. And it's the Listo to Romeo departure. And insert. So, get that, get that. I believe I've got the right Listo departure, yes. Okay, so we've got that in. Next thing we're going to do is just check the RadNav page. Again, this is all fully functional. And we'll actually dive into some of the other features on the aircraft a little further down the route as well, which are new to the aircraft. So one final thing we're going to look at is the perf page, and with the uplink, one thing we can do is we can change this. So we'll put the flaps 2, and I believe the trim should be about 1.2. And you can see what it'll actually do for us is it'll drag in the V-speeds automatically. So we've got 135, 13, I believe that's 136, no it's 135. So we've got 135, 135, 139, transition at 5,000 feet, which is correct. And it's given us an assumed temperature of 63 degrees. I believe this is a bit high, but I'm going to check the documentation and see what I can come up with for the flex temps and if that needs to be corrected or not. But one thing I am going to change for now is the V1 and the VR speed are the same. So what I want to do actually is I'm going to increase the VR speed by a factor of 1. So I'm just going to pull that to 136. Because you really don't want the V1 and the VR to be the exact same number. Next page, cost index of 20 gives us a decimal 78, which is correct. Same for the cruise and the descent. Fuel predictions, we're expecting 5 tons at Innsbruck. Again, this is what we're really going to want to keep an eye on tonight, due to the fact that the last flight I had, we had the issues with the fuel. So one thing we have now as well is in the ATC comms menu is we have the ability, if we had ATC online, to pull in a METAR. So we're just going to initialize the flight. We can do the departure rate test. About 10.3 is 8, and we'll send that off. Fuel, we can leave that for now, but we'll print that as a reminder. My P3D stopped responding. And what's causing this? Again, guys, this is just the
Always good when it does that, isn't it?
this is just the joys of beta testing. Unfortunately, is you can press something and it'll either freeze up your sim or close your sim off. So we're taking note of that and don't touch it again until the next edition comes out. So we'll let us just cycle through. I want to see if it actually comes back or if it's going to crash it. Nope, it's crashed the sim. Funny fucking tastic. So we'll close that. Not to worry, guys, the sim will be coming right back up. I just know not to touch that button now. I can run that as administrator, and whilst the sim's coming back up, I'm going to bring up my event viewer. And I'm going to see what the actual crash to desktop cause was there. Windows logs, application, just wait for that now. Of course, the one nice thing about Twitch is about P3D is after the first boot up, the it takes very little
but
time
in a
to
race, you're not allowed
boot
to
back
reset.
up again. Why am I getting this? And Daniel, thanks for subscribing there as well, Paul. We appreciate that. Okay, so crash from the previous one was the NTDLL. Interesting. So I wonder if that's attached to the printer somehow. We'll soon find out. So guys, again, I apologise for the black screen that's surrounding my entire face there, but P3D is coming back up. I've done most of the features that you'll see on the ground anyway, besides that print function, so we can literally get back in the aircraft. I'll get it booted and suited real quick, and we'll get this thing flying. So once we get in to P3D, expect maybe 3 minutes to get everything kind of ready to go.
Looks like you're having fun there, mate.
Tons of it. The joys of beta testing. You get some, you press something, you don't know whether it's going to crash your sim or keep on working. It's wonderful.
So how often are Aerosoft releasing updates for you guys, beta testing it then, with changes that they're
Oh,
making?
we get them daily. In fact, actually, you probably heard what Jamie asked there, is how often we get updates, and we do get updates quite a lot with this, but the thing to remember as well is that we're working to get this working for essentially 4 different aircraft to start with. It's going to be what we had in FSX, which was the 318, 319, and then the 320, 321. Now, obviously, at the moment, working on 318, 319, a lot of systems can, as you know, can be carried over. And then after that, we've got a real nice one coming up, which is going to be the long haul 330.
So roughly,
Darian, unfortunately, we cannot give that kind of information out. As much as we would love to try and feed that in, we are not allowed to give any kind of hints on release dates. The only thing I can say is that we are working daily on the aircraft. We're reporting bugs to the developers, and we're working as hard as we can to get it out there. But again, like, I can't give any kind of release dates. But what this is to give you guys all a good preview of what you can expect when it is finally released to the general public, and we're hoping that you really like it as well. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining us there as well. We appreciate that. In fact, I'll show you guys the list of aircraft that I've got in here. Actually, I don't think you can see this. Let's see if we can get this set up so you guys can actually see what it is that I deal with how many aircraft I have to choose from. And it's not a short list, unfortunately. So I need to do, I think it's window capture. Oh no, it's not that. What is it on here now to do that? It's display capture, that's the one. Okay, so here you can see P3D there. And I'm only going to put this up for 2 seconds just to show the list of aircraft that I do have in my P3D, and it's probably not good to have this many. But for me, I enjoy kind of like getting through all of these aircraft. You can see there is an extensive list to choose from.
were you beta testing the 757 by Captain Sid?
Negative, we're not affiliated with Captain Sim.
Aha.
So I'll keep it on this now just so you guys can track the progress of how
Are you
far
affiliated with PMDG yet?
I think I was at gate, was it 48 before? I think I was. Something like that, it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, so we're loading back into the airport now, guys. Again, thanks for the patience on that. No, we're not affiliated with PMDG. We don't really want to be at this point either.
Well, no, because you're busy with Aerosoft, aren't you? I mean, have you done their DC-8?
No. No, the ones that we work on primarily for us is the ones that are going to come with the connected flight deck or shared cockpit. Because we kind of like work with pretty much every developer now that's in developing that kind of software. So we did, I think we worked with Majestic Software for 6 years before they released their Q400, making sure that was perfected, because that was kind of like the first time that it was being done in a certain way. We obviously work with TFDI Design, Leonardo, and Aerosoft on their CRJs and A320 series and the upcoming 330 series as well.
To be fair, I forgot that the Dash 8 had Sim Connect.
Yeah.
What are the Aerosoft CRJs like, Grant?
They're pretty damn good actually. They're good to fly. Obviously, no auto throttle there. So it's a real like kind of more of a pilot's aircraft where you've got to manually control those throttles.
So a bit like the Crash 8, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And guys, I've just seen, or just heard, sorry, a few of you joining us there. Again, we really appreciate that. Obviously, we're going to keep. We hope the more of you like follow us, will obviously be able to provide you all with the information of upcoming products. And I trust that all of you who are following, obviously, flight simulator or aviation enthusiasts like ourselves. So yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Just keep it coming. We appreciate it, and obviously spread it to your friends as well who may be interested in this. So Scott, Dominic, Adam Smart, again, thanks very much for joining and hitting that follow. Okay, so it's just coming back in now, guys, so I'm going to go back to the normal view from what we had before. And you'll see that just popping in a second here, whilst it loads the textures up. There it is. So again, back in the default turnaround state, I'm just going to run through and quickly get this reset up now. So you can see, just got the external power connected, navigation lights on, and the RSs are pre-aligned. So let's get through this because it's the second run up. We'll get the passengers and load done first, which is 114. We made 2 tons of cargo and 10.3 tons of fuel. We'll just do an instant load. So we can see we've got an actual of 114, 2 tons, 10.3. Perfect. Okay, go down. FMGC, no data's checked and all that happy stuff. Echo Golf Charlie Charlie. Looks good. Inserting. Connected flight deck at the moment, we're still working on that body. At the moment we're more focused on getting the aircraft ready. The features are there. I can actually probably show you a little bit on that in a minute. But we are getting towards redoing the connected flight deck on the aircraft in the next, hopefully, few weeks or so. Well, I can't be too specific on that because we've got a lot of work to do beforehand. But obviously, we are really looking forward to showing that feature off with us because it's a completely new and revolutionised way of doing connected flight deck as well. Our shared cockpit than what you're used to with any other aircraft. Did I bring up? Yes, I did. I need to just reconnect to. What the hell? No, OVPA1's giving me problems. Whatever happened to good old FSI then? Okay, now it's connected. There we go. So custom index we said it was going to be 20. I'll get that in. 370 for the climb. Wind request is in. Flight plan 23 right is confirmed and is still good. List 02 Romeo departure out of Manchester inserted. Performance is, we'll just do flaps 2, leave it at 0.8 up for now. So 140, 141, I'm going to increment that. Yep, don't want to do 414, that's going to be too high for rotation speed. 141, 144, no takeoff shift. And we'll just leave that on managed for now, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We don't need to do anything on there. 10.3 tons. Actually, that might just shift our weights in a second, so we'll have to revamp that performance. We'll just do flaps 2 again. Yep, see it has. That should actually be probably about 131. And it's actually increased the flex temp now as well to 66 rather than 63 as it was before. So decimal 78 throughout, that's good. Rod navs Manchester and Honolulu is fine. And do we need an outbound course from any of them? I don't think we do. Well, we can actually do the 340 out of Honolulu. So that's just going to be the 160. There's no accepting the course on the Com2s. Actually, to be fair, the FPS impact on this aircraft is, as you can see, I've not got the greatest of systems. I'm running an i7 at 3300K, GTX 1070 for the graphics card, 16 gigs of RAM, and it might look a little bit choppy than what it is on the stream, but the frame rates are actually fantastic. You can tell like I'm able to move around with very little stuttering or anything like that. You get more stuttering when you load into, obviously you get scenery loading in, or AI aircraft or multiplayer aircraft loading into your area. So this is a nice one as well, which I really do like, is we have a system here called the equidistance points, or the ETP. And what we can do with this is we can insert 2 waypoints and get the middle distance, of which we would have to either continue on or turn around and come back if there was an emergency. We'll demonstrate that a little bit more in the air. But what you can see, I'll zoom it in a bit more, is it actually gives us an ETP location at Lursu, distance at 348 and an approximate time. That's no distance, but that's the equidistance point between Manchester and Innsbruck. Okay, so we're pretty much all set up again, guys. I apologise for the crash. As I say, it's a beta product so far, so we don't, if something goes wrong, obviously we need to know about this. We report this back to the developers, which I will be doing later on. So for now, we'll go ahead and get ourselves some ATC clearance, and we've actually got some nice ATC online. We've got the ground, the tower, and the approach up from Manchester now. So we'll dial it into the ATIS. We've got it set up so you guys can hear full ATC conversations between myself and Control. And when we do share cockpit flights as well, if you do subscribe to us, one thing you'll also find is you'll also hear communication between the shared cockpit crews when we do share cockpit flights. All settings in this, well, sorry, it's a mix actually. So they do have a config editor, which is again in development, but certain things like the fuel payload we can do through the flight management inside the aircraft. Aircraft states can be loaded up through the aircraft. Config editor will have things like helping to assign profiles for FSUIPC or with an FSXV throttles, things like that. So we'll just relaunch this Spadnik so I can get my radio panels coming back up. And That's correct, so we'll do, that's fine. Go to panels and turn them on. There we go. So ATIS 12197.
Surface wind 310, 6 knots, visibility 10 kilometer or more, no cloud detected, temperature +14, dew point +11, QNH 1024, threshold QFE 1015, sick. Acknowledge receipt of information Delta and advise aircraft type on first contact. Manchester. Information Delta, time 1950. Automatic. Runway is 23. Right. Transition level. Flight level 60. Surface wind 310, 6 knots. Visibility 10 kilometer or more. No cloud detected. Temperature +14. Dew point +11. QNH 1.
Okay, so Manchester ground is 121.85. Darian, you'll have to, what do you mean by edit the aircraft equipment? You'll have to, there's a few things we can edit, but you'll have to be a bit more specific.
Does he mean ground power, air power, etc.? Maybe, I don't know.
Possibly, I'll see what he means and I'll let him know. Manchester ground, good evening, easy 672 kilo, say 319, stand 48. Information Delta, clearance to Innsbruck.
Easy 672 kilo, Manchester ground, TFO filed and valid. Flight plan, stand by, I'll change it for you and I'll, yeah, meter of changes.
Okay, standing by 672 kilo. Well, they don't like the flight plan, even though it was CFMU validated. There's a squeaker as well. No, the
Welcome to Vassing.
the font is pretty much correct, actually. That's been pretty much confirmed. So it might be a little bit. I mean, obviously, different developers will have different things, but compared to what you're used to, but we think that's about right, and it's actually good that way as well because it gives us clear visibility on pre-selected or managed modes without having to zoom in too far. If we can sit back and relax. Oh, okay. I see what Darian's asking here now, I think. So at the moment, no, we can't change anything like that. I don't think we will be able to either. This isn't study level as such. Okay, so it's a summer departure. Easy 672 kilo. We've got that new flight plan. We'll need 30 seconds.
Easy 67 kilo, 2 kilo, 3 again please.
672 kilo. We've got the new flight plan.
Easy 672 kilo, report your aircraft type and stand number please.
A319 stand 48.
Easy 672 kilo, are you ready to copy?
And we're ready. 672 kilo.
67, easy 72 kilo, Manchester ground. You are cleared to Lima Oscar Whiskey India on the Samba 1 Romeo Foxtrot. Squawk 0547. Information Echo. UNH 10.
Information Echo cleared to Innsbruck's Samba 1 Romeo departure off of 23 right, squawking 0547 for the easy 672 kilo.
Easy 672 kilo, correct. Report ready for
Local 672 kilo. Okay, let's get the APU started. We'll get some fuel pumps on. Now, I'm probably doing things a little bit out of sequence here, guys. I normally don't like to rush it this much, but because we've already had that single crash before, obviously I don't want to keep any of you here longer than you'd want to be here. Although I'd like it if you'd like to stay with us. I'm a very lonely person. But no, we'll try and get this up and going so you can actually see the aircraft in action. In terms of CPDLC, that's again something that's being looked into from multiple aspects. Obviously, the main problem with CPDLC at the moment is that very few people on VATSIM, in terms of air traffic, use it. And for those who do use it, they don't inform the pilots enough that it's there. I mean, the biggest one I know of is in Germany. So until it kind of gets a bit more notoriety, and we're trying to get that in, it's difficult to produce, because you've got to produce it from the ATC side and then the pilot side. But we are, it's again something that's being looked into by multiple developers. So in terms of aircraft states as well, we had the question on that. I'll just show you this as well. So aircraft doors, fuel and load is all controlled through the CDU. But the other things we have in here as well, same as the old one, is we've got the checklist. Now the connected flight deck is something I'll try and show you a little bit later on, but the rest you should be familiar with, like options. You can do like the view systems if you want it. I tend to have that off because I use my chase plane more. Simulated failures, again, like if you I think you're going to program them through P3D. In terms of like the aircraft having simulated failures, not so much. Aerosoft, what they want here is for the aircraft to be there and ready to fly straight away, sort of thing. Oh, what the hell is that? Window capture. I was just blocking off the view. Okay guys, so you can see we're all buttoned up here. We've got the APU that's available, so we'll go ahead and stick on the APU bleed for the engine start. Get rid of the external power, and you can see the power transfer just going through there. We'll bring up that third CDU, ground services, and get rid of the external power, get rid of the wheel chocks and the traffic cones. And I believe we're ready for the push and start. And easy 672 kilo for the push and start. Okay, so the EP bleeds are on, beacon lights on, as we're steering off, and starting. Okay, just wait for a minute. Easy 672 kilo for the push and start. Stand 48. Yep, we have got some new features coming in. We'll try and show you some of these once we get down the route. Easy 672 kilo com check. Yeah, we're having a bit of an issue with the radio there, guys, so I'm just going to go text on with the ETC for now, and we'll try and get that resolved again a little further down the route. Well, if you're wanting the sound of the engines, crank that volume up, and we'll try and get you some nice volume. Okay, so it's faced east, so we'll call up to Swissport, and it's going to be east is nose right. Okay, start switch, go to engine start. Guys, one thing I should have asked as well, actually, I know I've got the cursor turned off, which doesn't really allow you to see what I'm clicking. Do you want the cursor on so you can see what I'm actually doing, or does that kind of get in the way on the stream? I mean, I personally don't like seeing that, but if you guys want it on, let me know, and I'll happily turn that back on so you can see where the cursor's going and what's going on in terms of what I'm changing.
Departure check completed. Bypass been inserted. Release parking brake.
Parking is coming off.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Okay, starting number 2. That's good. Stable, starts in 1. Okay, lights up's good on 1. And you can actually see there as well what they've simulated is that electrical transfer coming through the bus on the engine, which is a nice one. So we've got the availability lights.
Set parking brake.
Parking brake set to park, and they can disconnect, so the hand signals will be on the left side in a second. So just for your information as well, guys, hardware I'm using is, well, hardware I've got set up in front of me is I have a SideTech, I believe it's a Cyborg Evo, with which was Swiss. Now I've modified that, I've taken the joystick off of that and turned that essentially into a steering tiller. I've got an old Attack 3 from Logitech, probably about, I've got 10 years old on that joystick, but still one of the closest ones you can get to Airbus feel. I've got a ProFlight yoke, which obviously doesn't get used for Airbus flights, that's for the Boeing, and then I've got the trim wheel and 3 throttle quadrants. Now 3 quadrants sounds excessive, but that gives me the spoilers, larger diameter handles for the flaps, for the throttles on dual engines such as this. For flights with aircraft such as the Mad Dog, I can use 2 of those for the fuel cut-off switches, landing gear lever and flaps lever. But obviously you don't need all that kind of equipment, it's just I'm a bit excessive. Okay, he's walking away nicely. You can see we've got the takeoff checklist there, so flaps 2. Alarm and spoilers. And before we move anywhere, fuss on the rudder pedals, we'll do the flight control checks. So going full left, full right, neutral, fully up, fully down, neutral. And the rudder is going full left, full right, neutral. So the trim for 0.8 aircraft nose up. Like that. 547's in. Shows on. Weather radar's off for the moment. Starts off. And we'll put the packs on the APU. Easy 672 kilo com check. Oh, there we go.
Easy 672 kilo. Frequency holding 40 Mike 1 for 923 right via Juliet.
Okay, Mike 123 right by Juliet, easy 672 kilo. Okay, so there we go. You can see the engine got thrown into reverse there, that was my fault, I accidentally knocked it over. Okay, so we're on the move. Muscle brakes, we're steering back on. Muscle brakes to max. And last thing we need to do then is the takeoff config test. Should really bring up the charts for this, shouldn't I? Okay, that's the next one down, that's fine. So we'll do that. So one thing you see we've got working at the moment now is the ground train. Okay, so I've got 1024, speed 5,000 feet, 129 to 135, 1FD2, 5,000 blue, and the initial tracking there, no flags. And bridge X, no residual. Oh, sounds like ground's just gone offline. Manchester Tower easy.
Parker is 435.
Social kilo, yeah, 43, so good for us, but for last day, yeah, 43. Fine, social kilo.
Easy 672 kilo, Manchester Tower, hello, by Mike 1, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind 30 degrees, 7.
Let's take off 23 right, 5 Mike 1, easy 672 kilo.
Approaching 2-4 right.
Okay, Ross is, well, semi-correct, it should be 23 right, that's a bit outdated. We need to adjust my brakes on this as well. Okay,
On
there we go.
runway 24 right.
66. SRS is on there, but also thought it was blue.
The Airbus sounds like it's got afterburners.
So that effect you're hearing, that kind of rumbling sound, I believe is supposed to be wind effect. That's got to be tweaked a little bit as well. Jeez, gears up, lights out. Down a little bit. In a couple of seconds there, should ask us to go into climb mode. And there is, we're going to climb. And we'll start downward back a bit. Disarm the spoilers. Speed checks, flap 1. Speed checks, flaps up. So one thing I will say is the fly-by-wire on this aircraft here is working fantastically. This is all hand-flown so far. So we can use the auto throttle system, but everything else you can pretty much fly this aircraft by hand very easily. You just set the position and you can let go of the yoke and, or the side stick and just stay in that position until you move back again. Easy 672 kilos, 5,000.
Easy 672 kilos, say again.
Easy 672 kilo, 5,000.
Easy 672 kilos, coach, drop that Manchester Road Alpha. Anyway, drop that Manchester Road 1 minute, that's 1575. Goodbye.
18575, great, sir. Manchester Radar, good evening, Easy 672 kilo is 5,000.
Easy 672 kilo Manchester Radar, Halifax, squawk event, climb now, flight level 1.
Right, don't sound, can we get that flight level again please for the 672 kilo? Okay, let's pause up. Standard. Easy 672 kilo. Can you just get that flight level again, please?
Flight level 190.
Flight level 190, 672 kilo. Okay, you can climb for 190 blue. Trans 1000. Okay, so I know some of you guys are looking for sort of the features on the aircraft, so once we get a bit higher up in the climb, we'll start having a look at some of those with you. Easy 672 kilo is approaching 190, requesting high.
600 kilo, thank you, nothing for the Unicom 150 last plane, goodbye.
672 kilo, got it, sir. Okay, we're cleared on that, so we'll just continue on up. So, climb for 370, blue. Okay, so we'll start having a look at some of these features with you now, guys. We're out of ATC, the ATC area, so we can start having a look at some of the features. We'll first of all have a quick look at the, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to... Okay, so I'll put it on now so you can actually see the, you should be able to see the cursor, to see what I'm actually doing. So, the new one, as I said before, is the new way to do the share cockpit, or as I often call it, the connected flight deck. So we have a new menu here called connected flight deck, and what it is now is it's going to be server based rather than peer-to-peer. It's all going to be connected through a server, so we'll have essentially coming up, you can get so many more people into the aircraft. So what would happen is we would open up a connection here, connection type, obviously pilot flying, pilot monitoring, and then we have a session ID. So that would proceed in order, so starting at session 1, the next people would use session 2, another group would use session 3, so on and so forth. And then obviously you can either create the session or join the session, and then we can get as many observers in there as we, I think it's up to 8, or it might be more. So as I say, a new way of doing the share cockpit connected flight deck there from Aerosol, which is fantastic. Rest of the stuff, a lot of the stuff here is familiar to what you've seen before, such as aircraft states, view panels. Not too much has changed there. Checklist systems are there as well for you. The newest stuff that we get as well now, as I said before, the one we get which I really like is the echo time point. So on longer flights or flights such as this, we can sit in 2 waypoints and get the distance between those waypoints to find our points on the route where if we had an emergency we'd either have to turn back to the departure airfield, or it would be safer therefore to continue on to the arrival airfield. Especially handy during ETOPS flights, such as North Atlantic flights, where we could program in, say, Shannon in Ireland to Keflavik in Iceland. That would give us our points along the route, at which point we would either divert back to Ireland or go on to Iceland if we had some kind of an emergency. Another one we have is now what we call the AOC menu, where we can get the ATIS information for different airports. So we've got Manchester and Innsbruck in there, we can tap on. And I can't remember if this is based on the ATC being online or not. Unfortunately, I'll have to kind of remember. received messages. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, yeah, it comes in from Answer Sky, which is good. So you can get the up-to-date METARs inside the aircraft, which we see winds are variable at 2 knots. We've got cab OK, 14 degrees Celsius, mercury range of 1027 with no significant changes expected. The other option we can get as well, this isn't working properly in this version, this is what caused my crash previously, is what we call the print. So if we press that, it would actually send out the paperwork to the small printer, which is right here. Which is just here, so it would actually give us the information right there. 318, again, a couple of different features than what we don't have, unfortunately, with this aircraft probably. The video monitoring system. So that's not been implemented in this aircraft. Other than that, flight dynamics I believe have been updated. All the systems though are exactly the same. I mean, there's not much you can really add due to the fact that the Airbuses kind of all share the same layout from the 318 up to the 330 and 340, and they pretty much had that all correct in the previous versions of the Airbus. What else? I'm trying to think for the new features as well. I'm sure there's one or two that I'm probably missing, and they'll come to me soon enough. Whilst I'm waiting to think of that, actually, as I say, great aircraft, really nice one to fly as well. As you can see, that's up there. Great fun as well, and as I say, they've nailed the fly-by-wire system, so you can set the aircraft into a pitch and a roll, and you can then go to flight control. Well, that was it. So you can go to flight control and you will maintain that position until you correct it. I'd say the one thing that I'm going to be monitoring now on this flight is the fuel burns. I did have a bit of an issue with that on my last flight with the A319, and we're going to keep a close eye on this. So actually, this now is manually. Exactly what I should be facing manually, which is 9 tons of fuel left with a burn use of 1.3 tons. And you can see I've got 9 tons and 1.2 tons has been used. Do you know what? I'm actually using the chrono, the digital chrono here, so I've just got a timing on the display. As I say, guys, for those who are going to stick with us, we've got about an hour and 30 minutes left of the flight. Just gone south of Birmingham in the United Kingdom, so it's going to take us now towards London, over the English Channel towards Belgium, where we'll probably overflying Brussels, and then through Germany, and finally down to Austria. So about an hour and 30 minutes or so left, and we're going to keep a close eye on that fuel burn. Along with some of the other aircraft systems, and we're going to keep an eye out as well for any kind of thing we want correcting before the final release. here right now, which is good. So we might get the fun approach and go and steer away without circling. So what I'll do is essentially take us over the airport, descending, and we make a tight 180-degree turn, flying pretty close to the mountain on the hillside, before making another 180, where literally just after we turn off, we'll be touching down. So I'll love that approach. Okay, what I'm going to do now as well is I know some of you guys like the Twitch client, so I'm going to have a look at Twitch and see if we can get something working from there as well. I need to know why we're getting that error, which wasn't there yesterday obviously, but so really needs to get working as well. Causing that. Right, so this is one of the fun parts with the airsoft though, is if you lose your frame rates just for a second, you see now it's actually sending us into a bit of a spiral because it thinks we've lost the frame rates, even only for a second. The frame rates are coming back. It will recover itself eventually. You can see we're just getting about 500 feet and lost some crop over speed. Is that just happened again?